sometimes, but I also commit mistakes. So close your eyes. So close your eyes. So first is the position of the body. First, the position of the body. The position of the body, and eyes are closed. Eyes are closed, and you find the most comfortable position. Second point, that we are being comfortable. How we become comfortable? I have explained again and again, but we are doing it practically, looking at the neck joint, feeling, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Moving the mind on the shoulder joints, being there, feeling sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The mind moves on. We should never be in a hurry, even in chanting the mantra. Please always remember this. We have to be very much aware and calm. The entire body, and you are comfortable, you are carefree, and you are steady. So being carefree means the thoughts are coming and going. Comfort, you have an experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. But when you are carefree, internally you are watching the thoughts and the feeling and the images, they come and they go. You do not chase them. You know the thoughts, feeling enters the mind. You do not chase them. Why we do not chase them? They are unwelcome, uninvited thoughts. My friend, uninvited thoughts or feeling or images. Let them come, let them go. You are the knower. And now start breathing deep, silent, and slow. Deep sigh. So, how you breathe deep, silent, and slow? First, you inhale into the belly, then to the rib cage or the chest. Breathe out from the belly and from the chest. Breathe in from the belly. Then it is one breath. So that is what I was explaining you about the Zen watch. When you start breathing deep, silent and slow, even while lying down before going to sleep, pay attention that you are inhaling first into the belly and it continues. You continue breathing. You don't give a break. That is what is the long, deep, silent and slow breath. And then you expand your rib cage up to the collarbone while breathing out. First, you empty your belly, means belly squeezes, and so the rib cage. Maybe the couple of breaths. We are taking the mind deeper. We are asking the mind to prepare oneself before mantra chanting and contemplation and reflection. Why? Why? To have a marriage between the. That is what I said. Now bring the breath to a normal state. So you remember the word, the meaning, and the knowledge. The word and the word, it goes into the mind. The moment you start want to know the meaning, the intellect takes over. You say a word or a sentence, it is mind. But when there is a meaning and the knowledge, the word is the intellect takes over. So now the first line, Sarve, mentally you say, Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. So now you're asking the meaning, let everyone be happy. So your mind is saying inside, let everyone be happy. It is saying inside, the intellect has taken over. That is what I say, the contemplation. You have started thinking about it. So first thinking is the meaning. Let everyone be happy. Let everyone be happy. So now we go to the knowledge part. Why I said let everyone be happy? Because happiness is the nature of every living species on the earth, including the human being. You have to think like this. So that thinking is a content. But how come you know that happiness is the nature of every living species? Come on, you have a fly on your shoulder and you want to catch it, it flies away. Ant, look at the ant, you touch it, it wants to get out of the danger. You are playing with an ant, but ant feels threatened. So it wants a safety, it wants a peace. It wants. Same way, we all are made up of happiness. We all are seeking happiness. So here we leave the animal kingdom. We talk about the human being. We are a human being, yes. So we have an ability to discover that and experience that happiness within us. What about other living species? They feel it, they don't feel it consciously. Their mind is trained to do that. Remember this. I'll talk about we are gifted the human body. It's a great blessing to all of us because we are a human being. So now pick up the second line. Sarve santu niramaya. Mentally. Sarve santu niramaya. Looking deep inside the forehead. Sarve santu niramaya. Meaning, the moment you start asking the meaning, the intellect starts working. So, normally, what happens? We repeat in the mind and then we forget. So, it is habitual. That is why all the animals are habitual, instinctive, impulsive. We have to get rid of that instinctive nature. Why? To get out of the fear and anxiety and the duality and a conflict. You have to listen to this audio maybe 100 times. So, the moment we are asking the meaning, we are using the intellect. That is the very subtle difference between the two, mind and the intellect. So, the meaning is let there be a well being for all. Everyone should be healthy. Everyone should be healthy. Who is asking? So, in Eastern wisdom, the health is known as the word is used swastha. Swastha. Swastha means, swa means the self, and when you add suffix tha, it means I am settled in my real nature. And because the real nature is of the nature of peace, love, and happiness, so I'm always bubbling with the peace and happiness. That is the actual meaning of well being according to Eastern wisdom. No, then what it has to do with the fear and anxiety and duality. When I'm not settled in myself, I have a fear. I am prone, I'm open to anxiety, fear, duality, conflict, problem, pain, suffering. What? Yes. But when I am settled in myself, means my real self is absence of fear, hesitation, and anxiety. So, question of fear and anxiety never comes when I am settled in myself. You have to say in your mind. Why you have to say? Because you want the marriage between the mind and the intellect. Oh, you have to bring them together. But if you don't bring them together, then you have a problem. Why you have a problem? Then we are not settled between. We are not settled. Okay. So now the third line is mentally say 3 times. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. So just saying means the mind is saying. Like a parrot, you already know that, you start saying something or singing something before the parrot, and after a few times the parrot starts. But if you ask them, parrot, tell me the meaning. So they will also repeat the same thing, tell me the meaning. They will not tell you the meaning because they are not conscious. They do not, their intellect is not free. I believe you are wise, you are intelligent, you are understanding that. But when I say what is the meaning, we don't repeat like a parrot what is the meaning. We say, okay, you stop for a while and you say, what is the meaning? Let everyone be blessed. So, blessing and the grace should fall upon each and every one on this earth. Oh, that is the meaning. What is the knowledge? I'm alive. Yes. You are alive. Yes. Our parents are alive. Your parents are alive. Yes. We all are alive because of the blessing and the grace by the existence. Nothing can exist without the blessing and the grace. So, if we both are communicating at this time, it is the blessing and the grace of the existence. You are learning from me, and I'm learning also from you. It is all the blessing and the grace by the existence. We are alive. We because of the existence. So if other is alive, we should respect that life. When we respect that life, we express our thought, speech, and action from the real self. When we express ourselves through the real self, the reference point is the real self, it is not the ego. So when the reference point is the real self, the mind changes its thought, speech, and action. We love and adore and respect every living being on this earth, and especially in our relations at home, our friends and people in the society, so at least this mind never falls into anxiety and duality. You have to listen to this again and again. I'm repeating the main point that I told you, like a parrot. You name your pet a beauty, and you can train your pet. You say beauty, and that pet approaches you. And once the pet approaches you, you ask, do you know the meaning of beauty? No. They do not know. They are animals. Their intellect is bound. It is operated by the unconscious nature. But when people ask, what is the name of the beauty from one human being to the other? You know it. We are human beings. No, 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 but what is the difference? The intellect is free. It can think freely. It can understand. We have we are blessed by the existence to have a free intellect in this human body. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. We have done this. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. So now see, I told you, understand this point very clearly, like a parrot. Parrot can say anything. So when we said Ma Kashchit Dukha Bhagavad, it's a parrot and it's parody by the parrot. But the moment when I ask what is the meaning, we have the human intellect. Let none suffer from misery in this world. Let everyone be free from the suffering. We can think, we can act. So, what is the knowledge? I have no right to hurt anyone. And if anyone hurt me, I have to endure, I have to maintain the calmness because I am not worthy of suffering. Think of my friend, young friend. Your life will change, your mind will change. We need, no doubt, we need beauty of the body. So whatever the existence has given us the body, we have to, maybe little here and there we can make a change. But we cannot make a too much of change in the body. But what about the beauty of the mind? We can change. We can continue to change this mind until it reaches the perfection. We can change our emotion. We can change the mind from an emotional dependence to emotional freedom. You have to say that in your head. Why you say that? There comes the intellect. Emotional dependence is fear, duality, anxiety, conflict. What is emotional freedom? Peace, calm, happiness, joy, love. A sense of responsibility when all the time. Intellect, you see. None, everyone should be free from the suffering. So what happens? Why you say that? So our master says when we constantly contemplate means you are using the intellect. Why you want to use the intellect? For the sake of knowledge. Why we want the knowledge? To remove the ignorance. Why we want to remove the ignorance? When we live in when the mind lives in ignorance, then only we have a fear, anxiety, duality, conflict, upset, sadness. Oh, all will go away? Yes, all will go away, my friend. No. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So when you are saying in your mind, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So when you are saying Om, move the mind deep inside the heart. In the space, while saying mentally, what you are saying mentally, Om, the mind moves in the cave of your heart. So it has gone very deep, and in that deep, everything appears standstill. In that moment of standstill, mentally say Shanti 3 times. Why you say? So that you learn how to help the mind to continue to live within. Continue to live within. Again. So when you are continuously living in that peace and the joy, no issue, no need to say Om Shanti Shanti. The moment any unwanted thought enters into your mind, any thought enters into your mind and you allow the entry, like any thief enters into your house and you say, Most welcome, please do come. Should I offer you a cup of tea? So, same way, any thought comes and we get carried away. We don't examine. What do you mean? The moment you examine, you have started contemplation and reflection. You have started using intellect. Now you are seeking a marriage between the mind and the intellect. Oh, it is so? Yes. That is another way to chant the mantra using the mind and the intellect. But if you are not using the intellect, means if you are not exploring the meaning and the essence behind the mantra, then we do not change our behavior and attitude. Then we are just, we become the parrot. The parrot can remember anything, any language. It can say any mantra. We can also say any mantra. So that is why I explained you today the idea and the understanding of how the mind should marry the intellect, how the intellect should help to clear the mind. So at all the time, even while driving, you were just telling me you were anxious learning the driving. Check. The intellect is gone and then you have an anxiety. Don't you know? Uh, haven't you read all the rules of the road? Yes. Have you, don't you know the skills of the driving? Yes, I know it. But then I miss it. Why miss it? Marriage between the mind and intellect. You start thinking. Any word that passes, any event that goes on, you start thinking. And then you start thinking. Then we will learn how to start thinking in a right manner with the right knowledge. You are saying with me mentally, and as you are saying the mind moves into the cave of your heart. It seems to stop, and there mentally you're saying, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And see the state. When there is a marriage between the intellect and the mind, it's a happy marriage always. There is also an unhappy marriage, so we'll talk about that later. When the mind dictates the intellect, it's an unhappy marriage. When the intellect takes over the mind, it's a happy marriage. Because knowledge. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down.